You see, God made life very fucking simple. You're either gonna get the fuck up, step the fuck up, and do what the fuck you need to do, or you're simply going to remain down, stagnate, and die a bitch. And so what you need to understand is that life is going to have up and downs, and life is going to be a roller coaster ride, but the individual in the experience is the predication of how the experience is going to unfold. And so you can be on a roller coaster, puke, you can pass out, and you can say it's a bad experience, or you can choose to endure the ride and come out with a high-grade experience for yourself. And so what most people do is they desecrate their own life's experience. They, through their behavior, through the patterns of action that they choose to indulge in, they desecrate their own life and their own experience. You guys are addicted to porn. You guys are addicted to passively killing yourself with the viz. And you guys are addicted to the bottle. And you guys are essentially addicted to remaining low-level pieces of shit. And so the best thing you can do is understand that if you don't get the fuck up, step the fuck up, and do some shit to be more than what the fuck you are, you're going to die a bitch. And so you have to understand that stepping up is very fucking simple. You look in the mirror, you realize that you have unresolved tension in your mind, and then you do some shit to solve it. And so most of you guys are okay with stagnating in lower qualities that emanate lower traits of yourself. And so you have to understand that addiction is simply a low quality internal trait. And this will manifest through the porn addiction, the vape addiction, and whatever the fuck you use to escape that bitch. You guys use food as a fucking addiction. You have to really look in the mirror and realize what the fuck you are in totality and do some shit to fix your morality. Because you only live once. And the experience you get once to desecrate that and then to pretend like that piece of shit, bitch, in the mirror is not what the fuck you created, is to be a deleterious, delirious, debauched fucking primate. And so the best thing to do is actually become conscious of what you refuse to actually look at and confront. Because you have to understand that the personal development is going to come after the personal confrontation. And most people, they move their entire existence entitled like they aren't that unintentional bitch in the mirror. And so you have to understand that you have to move with intention, the tension of your mind to execute with precision and to navigate yourselves to higher qualities of experience. But most of you guys rather stay down, escape yourself, and then fake this bitch ass smile like you aren't desecrating yourself every fucking day. You have to understand that you're gonna get the fuck up or you're gonna stay the fuck down. And the truth is that no one actually gives a fuck, and you're going to die a bitch if you don't change. And so the best thing to do if you truly love yourself is to confront that pussy and do some shit to change some shit before you die shit. And the best part about it is that every day you have the opportunity to expand and to pursue power, your personal empowerment. You have to understand that the definition of power is to influence outcomes and manipulate reality to your desired outcome. And so most of you guys settle for less. You guys don't even like the body you inhabit. The encompassment of your existence is leading you to a path you don't even want to be on. And every day you have the choice to actually deviate from that negative path, look in the mirror and confront the resistances and the tensions in your life that unintentionally create this piece of shit bitch in the mirror reflecting back at you. And so every day you had the power, and every day you chose to remain powerless. And so there's nothing more desecrating and devastating than realizing that the reflection in front of you is not even what the fuck you want to be. And so before you sit there and project your internal state, which is just simply the emotion that you feel is a reflection of your soul. And so the dominant emotion that you feel is going to navigate your existence. And so most of you guys unconsciously navigate your existence to stagnation, depletion, and decreasing through time. And so what you have to understand is you will die a peon, bitch on the board if you don't actually decide to say, I'm going to set this intention, and every fucking day I'm going to maximize my velocity and I'm going to supercharge myself to accomplish this goal. And every day I'm going to wake up with the intention to maximize myself in the endeavor of conquering myself, and thus reflecting the higher qualities through the cultivation of the qualities during the conquest, what you receive for actually choosing to be the best version of you. There's a version of you that is the most authentic, most beautified, best version of you. And what you do is you shove this individual, the best version of you, in a box, and then you desecrate this with your profane existence, and then you try to navigate yourself away from the truth, which is that you have lied yourself out of the best experience for yourself. And so the best way to find out someone's character is to truly look at this individual and ask yourself, is this what the fuck this person wants to be? And then you realize that most people are this contorted, distorted person that they don't even want to be. So what you are is not what you desire to even exist as. And so now we understand that if you're not intentionally becoming something you want to be, you're going to exist as something you don't want to be. And this is going to create shadow tensions. And so the shadow tensions that you have is going to manifest as low qualities. And this is going to emanate the profane actions that you take every day, which is the indulgences that do nothing but decrease you and deplete you through time. And so you have to understand that you only live once. And the change is always there. But you, as the individual who chose to lie yourself out of the responsibility in the navigation of properly applying yourself to life, you will now have to sit with the shame and anguish, and you will have to ferment in the disappointment of your soul failing to rise to its nobility. And you have to understand that the way you behave and the way you act is a direct reflection of what you believe you're worth. And so if you believe you're worth the addiction, if you believe you're worth the pouring up, and if you believe you're worth the stagnation and the subordination of your life, a timeline of, well, you have to understand that this is what you believe you're worth, and so you will die as. But for the people who seek to be more, the people who believe they're worth more, this message is for you, and it's intentionally driven by a vehicle to a fucking truck crashing into your car, hoping to, the velocity of is, the intention of is to devastate everyone in the crash. And so this message will hit your soul, and the only thing you can do is truly understand that if you don't do some shit to change, you will die a bitch. And so remember that you only live once. And to wake up every day and to pursue your personal development at the maximum, to maximize yourself in all endeavors, and to focus and dial in on the habits that is going to create you, because you are your existential production. And so what you put your habits into, your time and energy is accumulating into what you create. And so most of you guys, your thoughts accumulate to nothing. Your thoughts is going to predicate your actions, and your actions are going to necessitate the way you facilitate your way in existence. And so what you are is unintentional. You are an unintentional creation. And so what you have to understand is the moment you get intentional, you now have the power to mold yourself and what you want to be. And so you guys look around and you see people being what they want to be, expressing themselves like how they want to express themselves, being the most authentic, realist versions of themselves. And then you believe you're special. And so you confine yourself to this box, and you'll be the one to not participate in the grand scheme of unfolding called the cosmos. You will be the one to sit there in your disparity and suffer your way through life instead of confront that bitch and do some shit to conquer that individual in the mirror who's been conquering you through the negative addictions. You have a lower self and you have a higher self, and there is no in between. And you will die as your lower self if you choose to stagnate as, and you will suffocate your way through life, and you will seek to take breath from others. And so what we do is we provide you clarity and breath by giving you the only thing that is truly going to make you look in the mirror and confront that bitch, which is the devastating weight of the truth you choose to neglect, which is that you are a bitch, and you are not who the fuck you are when you receive validation and conform and fake a smile. You are who you are when you stroke your dick to porn, passively kill yourself with a vape, pick up a bottle to poison yourself, and deteriorate through time, decaying as a unintentional creation that did nothing but waste its time on earth. If you waste your time, you are a waste of time. And the resource of life is time itself. And so if you waste your time, you are a waste of life, because you are wasting your life. And so remember that you are life. You're not existing in life, and you can create what the fuck you want by waking up and pursuing that. And if you don't, well, you don't have to. No one's going to force you, and you will suffer in your inadequacy, and you will reverberate and postulate the deficits of your existence as effects to your cause. And the causality of your existence was the lack of ability to reach a certain capacity to unfold your potential and affect your reality to your desired outcome. And so remember, you only live once. It's that fucking simple. Pursue your personal development or die a bitch coward who neglected the responsibility to do so. Peace!